Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Friday afternoon, Friday night for some. But yeah, thanks again for coming, guys. We have a really, really cool webby lined up for you. Everyone hear me okay? Let's everyone alive and well. I guess a lot of people right about now kind of, they say like, hey, press one if you're, you know, if ready to make like $1 trillion or something. I'm not really that type of marketer, but jump in and say hi, say what's up. Uh, Want to hear how everyone's doing. This is first Webby I'm doing for LCT, not something we do a lot, but I have something awesome to show you guys today. So I did the article on schema not long ago in Local Client Takeover. I have a really, really definitive on-page guide in Local Profit Breakthrough. Um, I like to joke around and stuff, but I'm not trying to sound arrogant when I say it's legitimately one of the best on-page guides I've ever seen. Put together, just consolidated into one place. But even if you have these checklists, these guides, it can kind of it can be a headache. I mean, let's be honest. It's a headache on my team. It's a headache if, it's the weekend I have to do a quick tweak or a quick change. It's terrible. So it's just like I said in my thread, guys. If you take each single piece of on-page optimization, it's a pain. It is a pain. There's no doubt about it. Even with the resources I give you, it's a pain. It takes a long time, and it's a stress on your team as well. So I'd say probably about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Time gets away from me. Herc approached me. He was like, "Hey man, check this out." And I get this all of the time. People always, "Hey, check this out," and I actually went through what the thing did, and I gave it away to a few people that help me run my agencies or do the actual on-page implementation for my agencies. And I said, "Hey, check this stuff out and let me know what you think." And I started playing with it more recently, and I was like, "Wow, this is a game changer." And I know it's easy to just be like, "Yeah, we hear that all the time," but you don't hear that too often from me. And admittedly I'm a hater. As soon as someone brings me something, hey, Herc's a great guy. As soon as he brought it to me, I'm like, "Oh, another SEO tool, figures." But and it's just we're engineered to feel that way, right? Because we're sold stuff, and people bring us stuff, and it's like some of it's amazing, which Herc's partner Todd makes amazing stuff, Spider Spanker, the SEO Command Hub. So he makes amazing stuff, but it's still easy to be like, yeah, it's another tool. And the reason I resonated with it so well was because Herc I even told this to Herc. I was like, dude, I wanted to make a Yoast killing plugin. I wanted to, because there's nothing wrong with Yoast. It's just, I think the algo to determine your density's dated. It's, even with the updates, I'm still not happy with it. And it leaves, the really complicated stuff is still manual. Going through the tagging, geotagging the images, and then the schema. And it's not just the process of getting it done, guys. And anyone who really implements this stuff, you guys can throw me like a 6,000 or whatever, a 1, whatever you want in the box. But when you go to implement this stuff and a script on your site like clears the metadata out of your images, and like the geotagging it's like now you have to find a workaround, or your schema is validating perfectly, and as soon as it goes on, something in your theme or some PHP script or even like a stupid snippet of Java just crushes it. It's not validated. You have to go back through, or the HTML properties screw the site up, and now you have to go do a bunch of CSS. It's a pain, guys. So I really took this tool seriously. We've all been taking it for test drives. I've built it into my SOP. My on-page teams now use this tool. I actually have one more training session tomorrow with Mark. Great guy. He helps me with my legal marketing agency, and that'll be the last implementation, and we're using this tool. So Todd and Herc were like, "Hey, man, you know, let's teach you guys some stuff." So they're here today. I know their main focus is schema and the semantic web. You guys are in the right place. I mean, I've talked a lot about the semantic web and the importance it has on our rankings, on determining if sites are a real brand. They have the whole brand entity algorithm Google utilizes. So it resonates with the community, and they're going to tell you a lot more about schema and stuff. But it's just the on page in general, guys, has become so important. It's awesome to have these guys on here. So I'm going to just cut my long-winded intro. And I have Herc Magnus and Todd Spears on with me. Thanks so much for being on with me, guys.
Right
Hey,
on.
Mark. Appreciate it. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a 1 if you can hear me and you're ready to make $1 trillion. Hold on. Let me, for some reason, I think I have, let me just fix something here because it seems like my chat box is upside down and that sucks. Okay, let me check it out. All right. Cool. Now I'm in full swing here. Hey, Herc, why don't you give me a little sound check real quick, just so we can get that out of the way. Everybody can hear Herc, okay?
Testing. 1 2 1 2 3.
Yeah, right on. Right on. I hear you loud and clear. Everybody else? Yep, loud and clear. Okay, cool. All right. So listen, guys. Really, the first thing we're going to do right now is I am going to, and Mark already did an awesome intro, and I think that I have a good feeling about, you guys that are on this call right now. I mean, we've done a couple of webinars in the past where I really have to baby people along a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like today, man, I mean, you guys are so well educated, being in Mark's group and understanding what he teaches and following along, and he's just superior at what he does. So we're going to try and blaze through this, but really I just want to take the next 20 minutes of your time and tell you what I believe is the next best thing in SEO, and then I'm going to give you some resources to show you how to do it, and then that's it, and then we're going to talk about some other things after that. So let's just go ahead and get started. A little bit about me. There's my picture and a picture of my family. Here's some notes about, who I am. I mean, not that it really matters, and I hate this part really to tell you about, how great I am, but just to let you know, I've been doing this forever. It's my career, it's my life. I experiment. I'm a scientist, and I do things in SEO, and I have for the last 2 decades. So just, you can read a couple things about me. I've published some products a few products in the past. I put out lots of software in SEO, things like that. I'm not the Facebook marketer 1 month and then a video YouTube thing the next month. I mean, I really just focus on SEO and how to get better rankings and how to build software that automates and helps me not make mistakes in doing it and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit about me. I've been online forever and done a lot of things. And this is my partner, Herc. Herc, say hello.
Hello. What's up?
Right on. Herc has also been in the game for probably about 20 years as well. Been doing all kinds of things online, experimenting as well. Got into SEO a few years ago. And, man, I tell you what, it's all about taking action, right? And Herc would be the epitome of someone taking action. I mean, he's just been killing SEO ever since he got started, dove into it, ranking sites like mad, has a lot of clients, built up some software, brought Project Supremacy to me probably about last summer, and we got going on it and have really, made something we think is pretty cool that helps us do SEO. Herc, would you like to add anything to that?
No, I not really. I guess a little bit. I just feel like I've worked really hard at this, and I've been fortunate enough to get into the face of the right people. Like you, Todd, meeting you was like a huge blessing for me because I know I had my eye on you and the stuff. Like when I was building my PBN, for instance, I knew exactly who I needed to go to get the right stuff to protect my PBN, and I knew the quality of the stuff you put out. So I've been pretty fortunate at meeting, people like you and helping to, grow my career. And I think that has a big reason why I accelerated so fast was just working hard and getting in front of the right people. And here we are today.
Yeah, staying focused and pedal to the metal. And the name of the band is Hollywood Assassin.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Maybe we'll give you guys some free music too.
Yeah, I think you'll see some free music later on. All right, so let's get started here. What are we talking about here? We're talking about the next generation search engine optimization. I guarantee you guys, what I'm about to tell you, a lot of you probably, have already been experienced with it. I mean, following Mark, you know a little bit about it already. But I guarantee you, this is going to be all the rage in 2016 moving forward. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute about, how we can already see as early as last week, some tidbits of information that are coming out that are going to, really prove to you that things are kicking ass. All right, so today we're going to see multiple new and old sites making big gains in Google in like 24 to 48 hours. So give me the next 20 minutes and I'll prove it to you. I appreciate all you guys paying attention here. I see a hashtag readies coming into the box. And so let's move on here. Okay, what are we talking about? We're talking about the semantic web. As Mark pointed out in his intro, the semantic web is important nowadays. You should go and Google it and read a little bit about it. I mean, it encompasses a lot of different things, okay? But what we're going to be specifically focusing on right now, what I think is the on-page SEO game changer moving forward, is structured data. Let me give you the definition of that. Data that can be immediately identified within an electronic structure such as a relational database. For example, to retrieve the name of a city, the quote-unquote city field is accessed. In contrast, text is unstructured, and to derive meaning from it, the text must be scanned and analyzed. All right. So basically, what that means is that when Google comes to your site, they have to scan all of the words on that page, and then send it back to a processing server called Big Daddy, and analyze it. And after they analyze it, they start understanding maybe they usually get it right eventually, right? But they have to analyze it, and it takes processing power. And in a structured data environment, they just know exactly what it means because it's given to them on a silver platter. All right. Now, who understood all of that? It's a big mouthful definition, but I'm sure not many of you did. I'm sure there's some of you that did. But either way, there's not very many people out there using structured data on their sites right now. And I actually have a tool that I can go in and look and see who's using structured data on their sites. And according to Search Engine Land, 80% of all sites do not use structured data. All right. You say, well, who cares? What is structured data and why should I use it? Well, Google cares. Google cares, that's who. All right. According to SEOskeptic.com, Google is now piloting a program that allows local business owners to provide information about their business by using schema.org. That's a key word right there. Write that down, schema.org. For example, by providing in your site with a mix of required, recommended, and optional properties with the values for the schema.org local business class, for example, a business can now provide Google with information about things like the business's name, address, telephone number, physical location, and hours of operation. So you're giving it to them exactly what your page is about in a structured environment. One thing that I want to note here is Google is also recommending that we provide this information using JSON LD. The reason why we say JSON LD is because there's various ways of providing structured data. There's rich snippets, there's microdata, there's one other one, I can't remember the name of it, but JSON is really, there's a lot of information out there now that Google's starting to publish talking about JSON. So JSON LD is another very, very important term that I want you to write down and take note of and study. All right. Also, from SEOhacker.com, they also say schema is a new way that Google, Yahoo, and Bing used to sort the whole internet out. It's a system that will make it easier for the search engines to identify what a site or even a paragraph is all about. So what we're talking about is schema and structured data is just basically giving Google or any other search engine that's looking for it exactly what your site's about. And they love you for it. That is the main thing I want you to know. They love you for giving them structured data because they don't have to analyze it. All right, this is also this just came out a few days ago. Google's own John Mueller said in a Google Hangout that Google will be stepping up their efforts around structured markup throughout the year because it benefits them in how they understand a web page. Coming straight from Google's mouthpiece. That ought to tell you something. He said, so I suspect over the course of the year we will definitely be seeing more structured data because it really helps us a lot to understand and discover. And that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what our case studies have shown. I'm going to show you some of those in just a minute. All right, so now you say, I heard all that, I heard all this. Now, this is where it really matters. Does implementing schema and structured data actually affect your rankings in Google? I mean, does it work? I mean, because everyone has these SEO theories, right? I'm sure every single person on this call has bought something from someone who claimed that doing this will actually increase your rankings. All right, and we have been case studying this for the last probably 3 or 4 months. All right, okay, thanks guys. Everyone's following along here. I just looked up and I see everyone's ready to see what I'm talking about. All right, here is a case study from a good friend of mine named Wayne Voss, who he's a decent SEO. I mean, he puts up sites all the time. He takes action. He has local clients down in Houston, Texas. All right, so he had a site that sat stagnant for about 3 weeks. So this is one of the criteria that I asked my beta testers. I'm like, look, guys, I want a site that's not moving. I want a site that's sitting there and not, you're not actively doing SEO on it. And I just want you to put schema on it and let's see what happens. All right, sat stagnant for about 3 weeks, fully indexed. Plugin was installed on December 29th. That's pretty recent, about a month and a half ago. Went from number 21 to number 11 in 4 days. Another key term went from number 45 to page 1 in 5 days. So Wayne did a phenomenal case study for us here. Here's an enlargement of those images. You can see right here on December 29th, the plugin was installed. 3-4 days later, you can see that movement straight up, straight from using structured data. That's it. That's what I asked everyone to do. Here's another great testimony from Dinker. Same thing. But what he did was he created a brand new site, a brand new spammy EMD, right? Don't use EMDs anymore, right? They're over-optimized. You're going to get penalized right out of the gate. You're going to get sandboxed. It's not going to work. Don't do it. And most of us took that advice, right? I mean, we still do it now. But a few years ago when it was all the rage, it worked like gangbusters, and then it kind of got started slapping around. But what I'm telling you right now is a brand new EMD site, installing schema on it. 3 days later, the site and 2 pages are at number 13, 16, and 17 in the search. No links, major city, and a medium competition market. And we're seeing this over and over again. Brand new sites, get them up, get content on them, get them indexed, put schema on them, structured data, in a lot of it, or just even a little bit of it works. There's multiple things you can do with schema and structured data. And what we're seeing is immediately these sites are getting indexed and ranking by debuting on page 3 and 4, and then immediately starting to go up. So this is Dinker. Did a great job on his case study for us. And so now this brings me to Google Maps. Like, how does structured data affect your Google Maps? So by implementing structured data, you're giving Google the exact details about your site, especially your location of business. And why is that important? Because what we do in our structured data as well is we give them the geolocation, the latitude and longitude of a business listing. And I think that really helps them pinpoint you on their maps and really helps you move up in the snapback. All right? Schema will increase your rankings in Google. We've seen it over and over again. I'm going to show you the next the next testimonial about Dinker. He had another update. He's like, oh yeah, I also hit number 1 in Google Maps. And all of the social pages are now ranking on either page 1 or 2. And so what he did was he took structured data, he put all the information in there, and then he linked all of his social profiles, all his Web 2.0 properties to his site. And that's very, very important. You guys really should do that and then tell inside your structured data where those social profiles are. And Dinker followed all the steps. He did all of this and just absolutely crushed page 1 and page 2 for his key term. So I want to congratulate Dinker. Hopefully we can have him on live someday. Here's another one of our case studies. Magnus installed schema on his site, snapped back in 24 hours. So Magnus is also a very good example of just by taking action, implementing schema, just seeing magnificent results. So these guys, these aren't SEO professionals, right? These aren't guys that have been doing this very long. They're just guys that are taking action and following the directions about implementing schema. Oh, I love this one. This is a screenshot of another one of our case studies, hockey stick. You gotta love that. Within 24 hours of installing Schema, he moves from number 16 to number 2. So that's pretty phenomenal too. You can see this guy started back in November on 11/30 where this starts. He installed Schema on November 22nd, and by December 8th, he was actually, I think actually he installed it on November 26th. I think that he got it indexed up here on the 22nd, installed Schema on the 26th, and then a few days later, boom, straight up to the top. All right. Oh yeah, this is a really cool case study from Marissa, and I'm going to bring Herc in a little bit here to tell you more about Marissa's case study.
Hey. All right, am I good? Am I on?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so what happened here, guys, is Marissa is actually a VA of mine, and the deal we struck was that she was going to work for me and do a lot of things that I needed to do in exchange for information and help with her SEO. So one of the things I showed her first was I actually released a rank and rent guide where we take a website, then we rank it, and then we sell it. So we did that with her, and as she was building this site, we were also building the plugins, so we wanted her to use the schema on her site, so we got her to test the schema, and she was able to pop this site onto the first page and then start contacting people in her industry underneath of her, and she was able to sell this site for $1,000 a month, and now all she has to do is collect that check. She doesn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, that's impressive. Marissa was someone, like he said, didn't really know a lot about SEO, learned from the rank and rent guide, implemented Schema, hit page 1, contacted the people on page 2 and 3, and finally rented that for $1,000 a month. So congratulations to Marissa. We're really proud of her for taking action. Excellent.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
awesome stuff. Todd, I don't mean to jump in. I do want to hit one of these questions though. You know, Dale was talking about that backlinko study they just did, and the thing is, I think a lot of people, you know, that's one of the first things I tell people to do is put schema on a site. You know, if anyone puts in local client takeover, their rankings are stuck, tell them to check their on page, check their content, check their, you know, do an audit of the on page, and ask people if they have their schema. So the thing is when your schema is put together, what it's doing is just, I mean, Todd did a great job of hitting on this earlier, is one, exactly, the study was done on big national authoritative sites. So a site like Wikipedia or anything, Forbes, HuffPo, where you put them in SEMrush and they just have tons of traffic, tons of authority, you're not going to put schema on and overcome them. You're not going to build links and overcome them. That's a long-term, that's a 5 or 10 year plan to really take traffic from a site like that. So for these, especially for local sites, if you're going for you know, the smaller affiliate niches and stuff, you know, you can see quantifiable differences using schema. Again, it's not a one thing trumps all. I hate that. You know, we always need to understand, you know, we do need to build links. All of our on page needs to be done, and the schema should be there. Anytime you're allowing a search engine to better scan, categorize, and take an inventory of your site, it helps populate the knowledge graph. I mean, there's so many benefits you're going to get from it. So I keep those things in mind with that search. I mean, Brian Dean's you know, I like a lot of his content. I just think we need to look at the context of which that study was done, and then also look at when you say it doesn't directly correlate, you know, it doesn't correlate. You know, that's, I mean, I'd have to argue because I have hundreds of local sites ranking, and they all do have schema on them.
I actually, if you want, and if the audience doesn't mind, I could cut into the 20 minutes a little bit and show a live example of how powerful schema can be on a brand new site.
I'm down.
I mean, yeah. I saw that question pop up, and I wanted to address that in my mastermind group in LPB earlier, earlier this week, I should say.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't get around to it, so I didn't mean to interject, but I do think it was a good study, and I think it's important we address it.
Yeah, actually, and I would like to show that. You know what, guys? Everyone on the call, if you want to see a live site that I built using this tactic and see how it reacted, give me a 1. And I'll do that. We're going to cut in a little bit of time to our thing. Okay, awesome.
Whoa. Everyone wants to see it.
All right, Todd, I'm going to grab the screen then. Is that cool? All right. All right. All right, guys, I'm going to show you. I'm going to start actually because as I saw that question coming too, so I wanted to show this. So the first thing I'm doing is I looked up the HOAS. Here's a live domain that I'm working on with this Schema Tactics spray foam insulation Edmonton. You can see the date created, December 16th, 2015. So this domain's not even 2 months old yet. Okay, and I'm going to go to my ranking tracker. You can see right here I use Pro Rank Tracker. And here's my rankings. Here's my main keyword. You can see spray foam insulation Edmonton is the keyword I'm going after. And here's my main keyword. And we're at number 17. And we have a global search volume of 390. This is a massively profitable market because these spray foam insulations are brand new. And you can also see I'm not just ranking for one keyword here, guys. I'm ranking for a bunch of them, okay, on a brand new site that was just basically built. And here's the corresponding traffic graphs. This is where the site was built and launched, and it debuted at number 33. So the first thing I did was schema and content, and that's it. I didn't touch it. All right, and then I always let sites sit. Before I do anything else, I want to see what happens with what I've done, and I've let it sit the entire time. And look what's happened, guys. We're up to number 17 for our main keyword with just schema. There's no PBN links or anything like that, and that's the power on a brand new domain that schema can have. And if I show you all the other rankings graph, look, everything is coming up. Look at these jumps. Okay, so that's live proof, guys, that this shit really does work. And I just wanted to show you that because that does relate to that question. So I'm going to hand it back to Todd here.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I always get this. I've been doing this for 10 or 12 years, and I read and I study other people, and I get it. But you know what? Most people are all about theory, and I'm not. I'm all about proof. I'm all about putting something together and seeing what works. And that's what we've done here. We have, I've been actually actively testing schema since last June, and I actually got a pretty damn big affiliate site ranked among eBay, Amazon, and some huge authority sites, and my little affiliate site was right up in the middle of all of them. And I attribute a lot of that to schema because links weren't working. They were working, but they weren't getting me up on page 1 until I implemented schema. So I was like, damn, this really does make a difference. And then so we just kept on going down that road and started implementing it on some local sites and then getting a lot of my followers to use it. And, you just can't argue with the actual proof and the actual results and the people that are implementing and the testimonials. We have a big Facebook group of around, well, not as big as LCT, but it's getting there. And all the time people are going on about how their rankings have improved. So, okay, basically that's what I just said. What the heck does all that mean to you? It means you must start implementing schema. All right. It will be, everyone is going to be doing it, moving forward. It's just, that's what you have to do now. Your competition is going to be doing it, so it's best to be ahead of them, get your rankings up there, then you start getting the clicks, then you start getting the on-time ranking factor, the click-through ranking factor, and you're going to be up there, staying there when your competition is coming up trying to knock you off. So I'm kind of got off my tune here a little bit, so apologize for that. But that's what we're telling you today. Just go out there and get schema done. All right, not here to sell you something. I'm here to tell you that you must start implementing schema. If Mark hasn't already told you and you're not listening, pay attention. You've got to get it done. Structured data using schema.org. All right, so that's really the 20-minute part of this is just to for those of you that haven't heard of schema or aren't using structured data, we're just telling you how important it is and how you really need to understand it and you really need to start implementing it. And the naysayers, maybe there's another agenda. A lot of people that will tell you don't do this is because they're trying to sell you that. All right? And we're not here to do that. We're just here to tell you how important schema is, and for the last several months, the proof is in the pudding. All right, so now I'm gonna ask Kurt to give you these links inside the chat box where you can learn more about how to implement schema and structured data. You honestly don't have to buy anything, right? You don't have to spend any money. You can do it all manually. And I want to show you, I'm gonna go ahead and hit these links now. Okay, Kurt, just hit them in your chat box.
Yeah, I'll pop them in as you're talking about them.
Okay, right here on Google.com, on their developer site, they have a lot of great information about structured data, as it says right here, right now. Now, if Google didn't think that structured data was important to them, then they wouldn't have it on their site, right? So here's a great tutorial on what they think about structured data and how to implement it. They also give some examples of JSON. Remember I told you how important JSON was and how Google prefers that? I promise you, Google, I've got more data on JSON. They really, really take to JSON. Here's what it looks like. It's not rocket science. It's kind of fill in the quotes. So not hard to do. Not difficult to understand. I mean, you read between the lines, I guess. So there's a good example of what it looks like. Now, all you need to do is know how to insert it into your HTML documents. And I got a link here on w3.org that's actually for embedding JSON LD into your HTML documents. All right. So there's a great tutorial on how to do that right here. You know, a little heady, you know, mind you, I mean, I have a degree in computer science and, you know, understand programming, but it's not that hard, but it takes a little time to understand a little bit. Also, after you've done that, Google has their own structured data testing tool. So all you have to do is once you get your JSON formatted correctly, once you install it into your HTML, then you can validate it, and it'll tell you whether or not there's any errors on it. And then if there is, you go back and fix them. And if not, you're good to go. It'll tell you if it's good. So that's really the only three sites you need to learn how to do it. All right, so I encourage you to do that. Now I want to show you just another website that I like to monitor, and this guy right here, Richard Wallace. All right, he has a lot to do with schema.org and how it's implemented and all the things involved. So this is a very good link that Herb just put in your chat box there. You know, bookmark that and follow these links on this page, and you'll learn more than you ever wanted to know about schema. Trust me, there's a lot of great information on this page. All right, my next tab here. Oh, here we go. Here is the article and the YouTube video of John Mueller talking about structured data, structured markup. You can read about it here and watch this Google Hangout. You just click right here and it goes right into structured data. And this is Google's own guy talking about it. So they're interested in it, and I encourage you to use it. This is very, very important too. You guys have all seen the ratings, the reviews, and the stars. Have you ever seen those stars in the SERPs where, you know, they draw your attention? They get a lot more click-through rate if you get these stars in here. And they're really starting to pay attention to reviews in the JSON format. And I want to just say about, I don't know, 3 to 6 months ago, the reviews really weren't showing up that much. And I was kind of concerned about it a little bit and wondering, you know, Google has their own agenda if they're going to show stars in your listing like you see right here. And some people were seeing them, but not very many. But lately, we are getting more and more and more of our students telling us and posting in our group that, wow, now I got stars. Couldn't be more excited. Couldn't get, you know, getting better click-throughs and all that stuff. And I attribute it to Google has been testing and understanding more about JSON, and now they're really starting to implement it across the board. So this is a great article to read, just more proof as to why you should be using JSON LD and how important getting these stars on your listings can help your rankings. All right, so those are the links I wanted to show you, and I hope everybody got those in the chat box there. Let me go back to the slides. All right, so yeah, so that's it. That's basically the 20-minute spiel on structured data and schema, and I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned a lot. Hope you implement it to increase your rankings in 2016 and moving forward. Please use this information on all your sites. Okay, guys, that's really what the most important part of this webinar is about, is to just inform you. And I know we showed you screenshots of case studies of real people using it. Hurt went and showed you a live example of a brand new site by implementing schema and structured data, what it did for his sites. And we're just seeing, I mean, we don't even have time to go over. We have a whole folder full of screenshots of people of using structured data. Okay, I see everyone is paying attention, and I see the chat box blowing up with staying. So yes, we do have software, because I am a software developer, on how to do this the easy way. So excuse me. So let's go ahead and for everyone that's here, let's go ahead and jump over to checking it out. All right, cool. Can everybody see my screen now? Can everybody see this dashboard on this test site? Okay, cool. All right, this is what we call Project Supremacy. This is a plugin for WordPress that, in fact, does do schema markup. And it's real simple. All we do is fill in the blanks. We have area for local business, all of your social properties. Very, very important to do this, guys. Do not skip on this part. As the Dinker testimonial showed you, you can blanket the first couple of pages by implementing your same as. So what this does is tells Google that these profiles are linked to your site, and it really helps them understanding what your social profiles are. Insert your address. Here's the rating part. This has actually come a long way. We've got a new update coming out. There's a lot more information, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Geolocation. Latitude and longitude. This really affects your maps listings. And all you do is put in your address, and then it automatically goes and finds your latitude and longitude. All right, after you implement all that, you have a schema validator. And what this button does right here is it actually goes to the structured data testing tool and comes back with a good or bad. And pretty much it never fails. All right, you fill in the blanks, you press save. But we added this because people were like, well, did it work? And we were telling people just go put it in and just look, but we added it here so that all you have to do is click it, and then now here, I'll do it right now. You'll see what it does. So it goes out, boom, valid schema markup. This is exactly what the Google testing tool, and here's exactly what it has inserted into your site. So you can actually take this and put it on another site if you wanted to. This is the output. So really cool stuff there. All you have to do is fill in the blanks and press save. That's just one part of Project Supremacy, though, guys. This has a lot of other awesome techniques to help you get rid of Yoast and do all of your on-page optimization. So that being said, I'm going to pass this over to Hurt now, and he is going to fill you in on some other great features of Project Supremacy.
All right, I'm seeing a bunch of questions already coming in. So guys that are asking questions, please pay attention right now, because we're going to probably answer your questions just through giving you the demo of what everything does. So Todd just showed you the schema markup, which literally inserting JSON LD schema using our tool is going to take you about 60 seconds. The next question always comes up, okay, what if I have multiple locations? All right. and we're going to show you that right now. If you have multiple locations, suburbs, whatever, okay, what we've done is added schema per page. And I'm going to go into one of my pages here for it. This is the same example site that Todd was showing you. You're going to see we have project supremacy schema on every single page of the site, so that if you have a page that's targeting a different location, all you have to do is come in and change the address. So like I'm in Mesa and maybe I want to move over to Tempe, I could do that. The other thing I want to note right now, guys, is that spray foam example I showed you. That's a site I'm building out to rent. I don't have an exact address for that. So all I'm going to do is leave that address blank in schema, and it won't insert the exact address. I just went after the city and the state in that example, and it still works. When you get a client or when you get a renter, then you could put in the address and it's going to do even more, but it is not a necessity to put it in there if you do not have it. The other thing is with the social accounts, that spray foam site doesn't have social accounts to it. It would be really, really smart of me if I did go and build those and then insert them into the schema, and that way everything can rise together. But once again, not a requirement, just a highly, highly effective method, okay? So that should answer the question of per page and multiple location schema. We definitely thought of that. The next thing I want to show you guys is, let's say you install Project Supremacy and you're going to build out, you're going to want to improve your existing site. What I'm going to show you here is 4 short codes. I'm going to go to a different page kind of to outline what these 4 short codes do, and it's going to save a shit ton of time. You guys are going to love this. And this is why I install this plugin literally on every blog now. Okay, first of all, guys, first thing we have is the Project Supremacy short codes, and what this allows you to do is interlink from one page to another page using a keyword-rich LSI anchor text internal link. So I'm going to show you later where all these kind of drop-downs and keywords came from, but right now just know that, let's say I'm on my air conditioning page and I want to link to my Phoenix plumbing page. I can choose any of these keywords about Phoenix plumbing and just select it, and you can see my URL for the plumbing is already populated. I would click OK, and there you go. You'll see a short code pop up. So that's a big time saver for using LSI-rich internal links and easily building silos. I know a lot of people say, can you build silos? But if you understand what a silo is, guys, it's just a linking pattern. It just means linking from the home page to the next page to the next page and then back to the home page. That's just a linking pattern, and that's what a silo is. So this allows you to easily build silos really, really fast. Okay. The next one, guys, is these affiliate link short codes. And this is more for people that maybe want to do like affiliate marketing. I see a lot of people asking, is this plugin any good for affiliate marketing? Yeah, man, it kicks ass for affiliate marketing. And maybe I'll show you a pretty killer affiliate site that I built later on. But what this allows you to do is right from within your blog, guys, is you can go research different products. Right now we work with ClickBank, Market Health, and Amazon. So let's say you were doing an affiliate site within the weight loss niche. Okay, so I'm just going to type in weight loss in the ClickBank marketplace, and it's going to bring me back all the weight loss related products from ClickBank. And when I find one I like, I just click on create short code. It's going to take me to the ClickBank place to get my link, and I go grab my link, and when I come back, there's a pop-up here. And so I would enter my link, give the short code a name, and then we have 3 little tick boxes here, and I'm going to go back to the other page to show you what these tick boxes are for. But basically what you would do is tick all 3 and click add short code. When you're done, you'll see that now we have a short code manager. Here's all the short codes, the affiliate programs that you want to work with, okay? Now, if you come up here, you'll notice there they are. So it's that easy to add your affiliate link to the page. And those 3 little tick boxes you saw, these are what those do. Okay, the first one is to have your affiliate link open in a new window, which in the SEO world we know is good, because if you send someone off your site through a new window, that means your site is still open. That's going to increase your dwell time, and it's going to reduce your bounce time, kind of the same thing from a different point of view. So that's an SEO factor. The next thing, guys, is we make this link a no-follow link. All you do is tick the box, and it's going to create a no-follow attribute for that link. And why is that good in SEO? Well, we all know when you're building authority into your sites, you do not want to leak juice, especially through affiliate links. So you have one box, you click it, and now your affiliate link is a no-follow link. You keep your juice. The third one is kind of a protectional measure against affiliate link theft and hijacking, and it also creates a link on your blog that's from your blog, so you're hiding it from both your affiliates and from Google. And I'll give you a really quick show of that. And you can see there's my internal link, and then here's my 2 affiliate links. And if you look down in the bottom here where my mouse is you can see the link actually links into the blog and then out, so it's hidden. Okay. The next one, guys, is YouTube videos. This plugin makes it very, very simple to quickly add YouTube videos. So let's say I was working on this air conditioning site. All right. I'm going to just type in air conditioning. What's an air conditioning sexist? That's a hilarious keyword. All right, it's going to bring back a bunch of YouTube videos about air conditioning, and all I have to do is click and insert, and it's going to pop that YouTube video in there, which is going to save you a lot of time. That's the third time-saving shortcode. The fourth one, give me a 1, you guys, if you've ever heard of EXIF geotagging your images. Give me a 1 if you've heard of that. Yeah, you have. Okay, cool. So what this shortcode is going to do, guys, is pretty amazing shit. Let me do this again. Let's say I'm working with a client in air conditioning. All right. This is going to go out and search Pixabay, which is a free, royalty-free images that you can use. So let's say, here's a picture of an air conditioner in a car, and I like that. What we can do with this image is pull it in from Pixabay. We're going to do a couple SEO tactics to this image. We're going to rename the file to an LSI keyword, and if you don't know what that is, it's just kind of a similar keyword to what you're targeting, like a synonym or something that relates to it. You can also do alt tags. We can rename the alt tag, so that's another LSI keyword. And then this is the real magic, guys. This is the EXIF geotagging feature. So let's say I was working with a client in Phoenix, Arizona, okay? And if I had an exact address, I could use an exact address, but once again, it's not necessary, but it's powerful if you have it. All I do is click search location. You'll see the map reset, and check this out, guys. I'm going to turn on geo, and then when I click insert and close, what it's going to, I'm not going to do it because it's already here, but what it's going to do is it's going to send that image away to Todd's magic servers. I don't even know how the hell this happens, but it rewrites the metadata of the image, the background information of the image, and inserts your geotagged address into that image. And then it brings the image back and stores it locally on your blog, all from within your WordPress site. Okay, you don't have to leave your WordPress site. I know a lot of people use Picasabay to go do this shit, and we're like, no way, man. We have to have it done right inside the post editor, the page and post editor, super fast, right? I'm going to move really quick here, guys. Next thing is people say, well, what about images that, I saw the guy just ask it, I knew it was going to happen. What about your media library? Matt, here we go, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to click on this cute little pooch here, and you're going to see now Project Supremacy EXIF data. Same thing, there's your description. You type in your address on the map, click draw map, click save changes. The same thing happens. So this is for any existing images on your site or any new images you want to bring in through the media library. We definitely have that covered. The next thing I want to cover, I'm going to just...
And that's super powerful, guys. While Herc's getting the next thing, it's another thing I preach a lot about in LCT, the schema, geotagging the images. I mean, as a standalone, you don't say, hey, I just made a new site, geotag the images, and I'm ranking. But holistically, when we're doing our on-page, that's one surefire way to tell them the 3 major keys to ranking. I mean, I do a lot of local, so it's for local for me. It's, that you're a real brand that has a real business, that actually services a real niche, a real, they solve a real problem. So those 3 things you do, you're going to rank. So, geotagging the images, that just made that so easy. I know a lot of people jumped in the chat and was like, yeah, that's awesome. And that's huge. Just the schema and the geotagging the images alone is like, that's a massive time saver, especially like, I know a lot of you guys are like me and have tons of clients or a lot of lead gen sites, and it's like, it just expedites the whole process. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Herc, but that's so powerful, just the speed you can get that stuff done. So
Mark, I give you permission to interrupt me whenever you wish.
You're a gentleman.
Yeah, so like you said, time saver. I'm going to go on to the next thing, guys. Let's assume you were building a brand new site. Okay, this is another massive time saver. Okay, you could add a new project, and you can see I already have one in here. I'm going to open this up. Now pay attention again here, guys. This is killer shit. All right. what we can do here, what you see here is 4 boxes with a bunch of color-coded words. What this is, guys, is a blueprint of a site, and each box represents a page on the site where you're going to do your on-page optimization for that page while looking at your keywords, your volume, and your competition. And obviously red means not great, yellow means okay, green means go for it. All right, that's all that means. But how we get to this point, guys, is Todd has created it so that all we have to do is enter our seed keyword, so Phoenix, air conditioning or whatever, and then we click OK. And what that's going to do, guys, is actually hooked up to the Google AdWords keyword tool through the API. It's going to go and grab all keywords that are related to this, so you don't have to go to the AdWords API. It'll pull it all in here for you and try to group it as best as it can, but then it's your job to clean it up. So now here you see, guys, I'm planning a 4-page site on Phoenix air conditioning, and then I'm going to have a page for furnace, I'm going to have a page for plumbing, and I'm going to have a page for HVAC. When I got all my keywords kind of planned out, I click on get the data. It's going to give me all the broad phrase, in title, and in URL match data with one click, super fast. And now I can go and take this group of keywords and start sprinkling them throughout my page. And like the 4 most, powerful metrics of on page are title, URL, description, and H1. We can plan that shit out right here, guys. All right, while you're looking at everything all in one place. Then once you are done, guys, once you're done all your plan, your blueprint is built, check this out. Create all pages and posts. Now you can turn each one of these groups into either a page or a post automatically. I'm not going to do it because it's already done, so I'm just going to rip through the demo. I'm going to go back to my pages and show you what it did. Let's say I did this plumbing one. I'm going to open this up. All right, and look at what it's done for you. It's inserted your H1 in the right place. It's inserted your URL in the right place. And then this is why we're trying to become a Yoast killer, and we'll show you something even cooler than this a little bit later on. But we do the title in the right place and the description in the right place so that you can see your snippet kind of like Yoast. Now, we've improved greatly on this. It's just in testing, and we'll show you that later on. But what we've done, guys, is we've completely planned out our site the right way, using the right keywords, using the right groups. And that's why that site I showed you earlier, spray foam insulation, is ranking for a whole shit ton of keywords, not just one. And that's how you get massive traffic with the low-level traffic keywords. You target and you do your keyword research. Yeah, it does look a little over-optimized, but remember, this is an example. I'm not actually building this site. So the next thing I want to show you guys, obviously from there you'd put in your articles. And here's what we've done with articles, you guys. The next thing, once your page is optimized properly, you need content, right? Once again, we do not want you to leave your blog. We need you working right within your blog. So we've hooked up with I Need Articles and iWriter. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the iWriter and show you an example of what this does. You can order your articles right here, just the way that it is in iWriter or I Need Articles. And then when the articles are done, look at this. They all populate in here. And I'm just going to show you how you insert an article once it's done. Okay, so there's my article. I'm going to click on the green button, and it's going to ask me this. Here's the article. I said, do you want to create a new post, a new page, or do you want to put the article into an existing post or an existing page? All right, so let's say the page is already set up with our SEO all done correctly. All I have to do is select the page that I want it to go to from the page selector and click update, and it's going to throw the article in there for me. And then all I have to do is use all those kick-ass shortcodes to put in the YouTube videos, the geotagged images, and all that other stuff. Now, how much time have I saved just doing all that? Like just a massive, massive, massive amount of time. All right. So now I want to show you guys one more thing before I pass her back to Todd, and that is this. I work with a lot of rank and rent models where I don't want anyone that is basically leasing my sites or any clients. I don't want them to see what I'm doing, and I don't want them to log into their sites and mess around with the settings in Project Supremacy. So when you guys get Project Supremacy, this is what your members area is going to look like. And if you click on the plugin tab and then you go to your active domains, it's going to list all the domains that you have the site installed on, including your clients. All right. Now let's treat this site as if it were a client. And look at this, guys. I'm going to hide the plugin from my client because I don't want them messing around. I'm just going to click hide, and it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to do that? And it's going to say yes. I'm going to say it's going to say done. Now here's the site. Okay, you can see the plugin here. I'm going to go to dashboard and click on it again. And there you go. The plugin is now hidden from your client remotely. Okay, now I'm going to show you one more thing because we have an even more killer feature than that in your members area. I'm going to have to click on show plugin again. But this deactivate plugin, guys, now this is meant to be used as a last minute resort. How many people have had a client that have, for some crazy ass reason, decided I don't want to pay you anymore, or they just get it in their mind that you're not doing your job or something? I know I've had it happen to me. So if they were to do that and then remove your access to their client site where you have Project Supremacy installed on, you still now have control over that situation because you did good work for them and then they decide not to pay you. Now you want to take that good work back. Click on deactivate plugin, guys, and I'll show you what this will do. I'll read this. This will remove all data, including projects, short codes, schema settings, and the rest, as well as deactivate the plugin from your client's site. So now, even without having access to their site, you can still take away all their schema and all the good shit you did to get them their rankings. You take it away from them because they're being dicks. And I know I've had it happen to me. And obviously you want to use a really good resolution with your clients. But if it's just a non-negotiable deal where they're just going to be kind of jerks, well, then you can have the last say and remove that plugin. So that is it for me, guys. That's a really fast demo of the plugin. I'm going to pass her back to Todd. Hopefully you guys love this. Hopefully.
Yeah, good stuff, Herc, man. Really appreciate that. That was a great demo. Everybody, the chat box is blowing up on how awesome that was. I love it when you show that part. Everyone does too.
I just want to say one more quick thing. There are training videos. I know people are going to ask. I've seen it already. There's full training for every single feature of the plugin in the members area.
Yeah, absolutely. Training is wide in there. Everything is documented. All right, so here it comes. After saying all that, wouldn't you agree that Project Supremacy is the best SEO tool on the planet? I know I do, and I don't say that just to say that. I've built and seen everything as far as SEO tools and automation goes, and I can't be more proud and more happy the way this one has turned out, and I really do say that with all my heart, that this has to be the best SEO tool on the planet. It wasn't easy to do. We didn't just develop this last month and showing it to you today. It's been in development for over 14 months. We've got over 50 grand to research, develop, and test. We have a full-time team working on this every single day. Herc and I are cracking the whip, taking in all the feedback, all your suggestions, and making this better and better. As Herc said previously, I believe we want to be the Yoast killer, right? We want to be the plugin that overtakes Yoast that everyone uses. I believe Yoast is bloated, does a lot of things that are unnecessary, and we're moving all of those features into Project Supremacy. All right, I can see everybody's following along here. I see the chat box blowing up with the easy way. All right, so final thoughts on this, guys. Not public yet. We will raise the price. We have to. Right now, it's at a freaking steal. We just want people to get it, to start using it, and give us their feedback. So before I show you the next slide, and you're ready to get a hold of this, tell me how much you think this will cost, or how much you think it's worth.
$1 million.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I see a lot of 500s and 1000s.
A Canadian loony.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, guys, well, this is it. Right now, projectsupremacy.com/LCT. I will just give you guys the link right now. Someone can go ahead and put that in the chat. I see it just hit. So that's where you can pick it up today. We have the agency license, unlimited personal domains, unlimited client domains, and oh, by the way, we do have a couple of more tools that we're going to give you access to as well, called the Client Hunter. What this does is, I'll show it to you in just a minute. It allows you to basically hunt for some clients that are not using structured data. We also have a schema competition tool, like I mentioned earlier. It allows you to go into a market and sort of analyze like how many sites are using structured data, because I promise you that if you're competing with sites that are not using structured data, you will get a jump on them. All right, so we also have the personal version. If you just want to use it on a couple of your own sites, then absolutely that's a no-brainer offer there as well. All right, sold. I'm already seeing some people getting in. Appreciate that. SEO agency package. Again, I just want to remind you, you're going to get the Client Hunter and the Schema Competition tool as well. There's another bonus for everyone that picks up Project Supremacy. There is Hertz Magnificent Rank and Rent Guide. And I'll remind you, this is what Marissa used as a newbie. Was able to take this guide, understand how to get a site up, how to get it ranked on page 1, and how to sell it. So that is an extraordinary guide. And really, when you get in, first thing you probably should do is read this guide, get it downloaded, get it open on your desktop, and check it out. Oh, and also just for everyone that's came today, we got a free case study. So projectsupremacy.com/LCT/free gift. Herc will probably add that into the chat box as well. So you guys should go and download this little case study about one of the sites that is ranking.
Yeah, this is free content for you guys just for attending the webinar. So thank you so much for being on the webinar. Grab that free link. It's a case study. It's pretty awesome.
Yes, the plugin will update through your dashboard. Absolutely.
Todd's SEO hosting is the best as well. It is.
Thank you for that.
It's awesome hosting.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I do also provide hosting. I have a data center and all that jazz, and lots of servers and cool. By the way, hashtag I'm in, guys. I want to welcome you. Let me know when you pick it up so I can see your name, get familiar with you, see you in the Facebook group. By the way, we do have a private Facebook group where we're talking all things schema, structured data, SEO, life in general. It's a very active community. Very cool. Just again, more ranking. This is what I was telling you earlier. I mean, we just have a shit ton of screenshots of people letting us know how well it's doing for them, and we encourage everyone to let us know. Give us your feedback. Tell us when you're seeing rankings increase, because it helps us to understand. Okay, wow, what did we implement that really helped these changes move along? Here's just a testimonial from Scott. Looks like an awesome tool for my SEO toolbox. Love the fact that you can delete it or turn it off on a client site. Worth the price of admission alone. Yeah, I really, really love that that piece of the puzzle.
Hey, Todd, can I just cover everybody talking about the free gift link, guys? What's happening is everybody's in there trying to download it at once, and it's a PDF. So that link is going to work. Just don't go in there now. Go in there after this Webby and pick it up, because not everybody will be on there, and you'll be able to pick it up fast. The link's not broken. It's just too many people at once.
I'll shoot a copy out as well to everyone that showed up. We'll email you guys a copy as well. There's no problem. So just to make sure you guys get it. But
yeah, stick around, because I know people are asking what is the schema and what is the Client Hunter that we get with the agency. So I think Todd's gonna show you guys that. So pay attention to this, because these are awesome.
Yeah, right on. Here we go. Let me just go ahead and do that now. I'm going to pause my screen and break out of this, and I want to show you guys a couple of other tools that I have here. All right, can everybody see my screen? Let me just make sure I'm still logged in.
Yeah, I can see her.
Let me just reload. Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So what we have here is a few other tools in my command center, and I've created a kind of a smaller version of the SEO command center and added some tools for you here. So what this is right here is the Client Hunter. And what this will allow you to do is insert a keyword, okay, and then choose any country Google supports, and then we can dig down as far as 5 pages. And what that's going to return is, for instance, this right here. So now what we have, we went out and scraped Google and then analyzed all the sites. That's basically it. All right. What we're looking for is who has structured data and is it a WordPress site? Because what you know is if they don't have structured data, for instance, DallasPainters.com, they don't have structured data and they're a WordPress site and they're number 18 already, I guarantee you that if you were to contact this website owner and offer him a deal to install, you don't have to tell. I wouldn't tell him it's Project Supremacy and you're going to spend about 5 minutes implementing this. You don't say that, but you get them to give you access, pay you a little money, and then maybe pay you more depending on how far they move up, something like that. It's up to you to work out. But this will tell you who you can target. Here's another one right here, the Painter Chicks, okay? Here's another one right here, Abraham Painting Company. Here's another one right here, Phillips Painting, okay? Here's another one right here. So you can go through this and pick these guys out and then simply send them over here to generate an email. All right, so now I have all of these sites right here. I can click on, I can load a profile, and this profile, goes out with the email, and you select the sending method. You can use your own custom SFTP server, or you can use any of these other free services. They're free to, they let you send thousands of emails for free, as long as you don't get any spam complaints. But anyway, so then you craft a neat little email here that lets them know, give them, we have these short codes for their business names and stuff like that. And then you can send an email to all of those guys and let them know that you can help them out. So this is just a real handy tool that allows you to figure out, like I said, who has structured data and if they have WordPress. All right, and if you don't want to email them, just click the link. Right, this guy's the target. Call him up. Be friendly. Make him an offer. Whatever. Use your sales skills and mail them or contact them. Get them to be a customer. Now, I know a lot of people are already going, okay, what about these guys that are not WordPress, right? This guy right here, Next Door Painting, he's number 2, so he may not be interested in improving his rankings. But if you come down here, your targets are guys on page 2, right? Because no one's visiting their site because they're on page 2. All right, so this is a good one here. No structured data and no WordPress. Well, it may be hard to convince them to convert their site to WordPress. So what we've also created here, and this isn't actually, this is going to be ready in the next couple of days. I'm doing some final testing today, but this is a schema injector. All right, this is a schema injector. So what we do here is, let me go ahead and remove that and just show you, we can do different types. Okay, but this is for local business. So we'll do local business, we'll hit pick, fill in the blanks, and then all we have to do is upload the HTML, inject the schema into HTML, generate it, and all that stuff. And then you take that page right here and generated it, and then we inject the schema into HTML. It makes you go out and pick the file, upload it, and then it automatically injects into the HTML. So you got it both ways there. So that's pretty cool. So either way, if they have WordPress or don't have WordPress, you can obviously help them out. And man, guys, I'm telling you, if they're on page 2, that means their site is, moving in the right direction. They're not bad by any means. They're just not on page 1. And we see it over and over again. Sites on page 2 that get injected with schema, structured data, move to page 1. So very handy tool there to help you out. Schema competition is what I mentioned earlier. It's very similar to what I just showed you. You put in a keyword, and I'll just go right here. Like if you're looking to build a site and you want to know what your competition is going to look like, well, this is a handy tool just to give you an idea of who's using structured data, how competitive it is. You can see this particular keyword, like hardly anyone is using structured data, so I know without a doubt that I can go in there and use my Project Supremacy plugin, build a great site, instruct, and really get somewhere. I want to show you one that's a little more competitive. See, this is Bail Bondsman, a little bit, obviously more competitive. And you can see there's a lot more structured data on these top 10. You see this? You see this? Like only 3 in the top 10 aren't using structured data. So I might shy away from that a little bit unless I wanted to really go after it and, do some PBN links and things like that. I could probably still compete, but I can already tell that it's going to be a little more competitive to get into break into the top 10 for that particular key term. All right, so those are 2 cool tools you're going to get, but wait, there's more. I've also added a few other tools for you. One is the mobile ready analysis. As most of you, I'm sure, already know, it came out last year, Mobilegeddon. If your site's not mobile friendly, Google is not going to display your site or your client sites in mobile results. So you have to run the test, and this isn't our test. We actually use Google's API and ask them, and it comes back and tells us whether or not that site is mobile friendly or not. And if it isn't, if it is, great. And if it isn't, we have a lot of mobile solutions for you right here. We have a lot of software and plugins that can help you pass the test, and that's all you have to do is pass the test. We also have over 100 free responsive HTML5 themes that you can use here and edit and change up. There's a lot of great themes in here, and they're for all free. Really cool. And there's some other stuff in here. I don't want to take up all the time on this, but you can get in here and fool around with this. This is a site auditor. Pretty cool. Let me see if I have a pre-made report. What it does, it goes out and searches the web for a lot. Okay, here it is exactly. So this, okay, well, that's not a very good example. This is a demo account, so that's not a very good example. You guys want me to run through that real quick? Anyone? Okay, cool. All right, here I'll show you. I'll show you guys real fast. It'll take a few minutes to generate a report. But what I like to do is just go in here and put in plumbers, whatever you want to do, Dallas, and I'm gonna start finding leads. So what this is doing right now is it's going out to Yellow Pages and gathering up all of the businesses that are within, I think I said a 5-mile radius of that zip code that are, here they are. So the first thing I like to do is sort by email. So now it's an email, because this is really an emailing tool, right? You can call them if you want, but I know we all like to send, lots of emails and try to get someone to call us back. That's always a better lead. So let me go ahead and just select a few, and I'm going to go ahead and click right here, Analyze Selected Clients. Now what this is doing is going out and sort of giving me an estimate of what their online presence looks like. And this is for client hunting, okay? So I go out and I see automatically that it tells me whether or not they're listed in these services, okay? And if they have all, like this guy right here, okay, he might have someone working for him. He already has his Google My Business showing up. Like he's already got Foursquare, Sure, he could use a Facebook page, but that kind of tells you that he's got some things going on. But you can see this guy down here, he doesn't even have Google My Business listing, right? So that's a perfect target for you to go out and contact and sort of give them an audit and analyze what it is that they're doing. So what I've done here, I'm going to go ahead and load another profile, and what it does is it fills in all these blanks right here, and it also fills in Agave Plumbing, the guy just put there, and then put in a nice little sales email there, and then I'm going to generate the report. So what it's doing right now is going out online and searching up all kinds of different things that you can talk to them about. So while it's doing that, I'm going to play a little Pac-Man. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you just say you're playing Pac-Man while you're waiting for your report? Guys, do you guys see this? I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but like this, how cool is this shit? Pac-Man while you're waiting for your report. That's like the coolest thing ever.
It takes a few. Whoa, wow, that was quick. Okay, so it's done. Interrupted my game, but oh well, I can insert a new coin and play again later. So what this has done is basically, I can send the email, I can test it, I can preview it, I can edit it. But basically the client, let me go ahead and just do a preview right now. So this is what the client sees. All right, so you send them an email, it has a link to this report, or you give them a call, whatever, you get their attention, and then this gives you some really good talking points as to why they should hire you, right? That's the point of this. So local visibility score is 25, means low. You don't have any of these things going on for you, sir. You're in number 44. That's kind of low. You're not probably going to get any business there. Your social stinks. You have nothing going on there. Your which is page speed, 72. Here's some tips. Here's some tips that Google. This actually comes straight from Google, and you can talk to them about increasing their speed of their page and do all this stuff right here. Tells them what they can do. It also gives them a mobile. It is already mobile ready, so but he does have a few tests that are failed. All right, this is straight from Google. And also, you can get into some geeky stuff, talk about their metrics, and tell them, yeah, you're pretty bad. And compared to everyone else, well, nothing. So we got to work on that. And then here's some other general info. And it just really gets the conversation started on how to approach someone, and it really helps you, close them. So that's another tool inside the Command Center that you're going to get. There's some tutorials in here. You know, the site auditor is basically the same thing, but you can actually input a site. It's the same thing I just showed you, but you would just have to fill in, like if you're targeting a specific someone, all you would have to do is fill in these blanks right here and then do what I just did and generate that report for that specific person, and then send them the link, and then get started.
Todd, can I just pause you for 1 second here? I think
Yeah,
people are
right.
I think people are pretty blown away with what you're showing them, and they're asking if they get this with the personal guys, and unfortunately, no. The tools that Todd's showing you right now are only with the agency license. These are super expensive tools to build, so unfortunately, just get the agency license, and you'll get access to those tools as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, I mean, if you're not doing local client consulting, then you know you don't. Maybe you should start. If you're not doing it already, then maybe you should start. I mean, gosh, we all know that there's pretty big money.
There's good money. I changed my life. Yeah, like I changed my whole life.
I know there's a lot of people on here that are doing that. So, all right, guys. So we're about an hour and a half in. So I don't want to take up every day. So if give us your questions for about the next 10 or 15 minutes. We'll answer them, and then we'll let you guys loose, let you guys go. ProjectSupremacy.com/LCT. If you want to join us, get into our Facebook, and let's get this party started.
Yeah, if anybody has,
go back through some of the questions I may have missed.
I just want to say too, anybody that's kind of on the fence, but you're trying to ask a question so that you can make your decision, can you please type in OTF on the fence and then ask your question as well? So we'll make sure that we get that answered, because the chat box is still just pretty enormous. Welcome in, David. I'll see you in that group.
Join. There will be a link inside the area to our Facebook group, and just click that link, and it'll we'll approve you. We can't out publicly because it's only for members. We don't need a lot of knuckleheads. Michael, ION is required. You'll probably just need to simply submit a support ticket to your host, and IonCube is free. It's 90% of all hosts have it automatically installed to work it for you. We do have a lot of recommended hosts and themes and things like that. If your host is so incompetent that they can't install IonCube, run. Seriously. If the tech people on the other end, I own a hosting company. I do all of this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. And, if someone gives you a lot of crap about IonCube, then I would run, because that means I don't really know what they're doing.
Hey, Todd, see Armando's question there, Armando Sands. Will you be adding other types of schema attributes besides, what we have? Should I show this?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and give you guys a sneak peek of our next update that is just in the beta testing phase right now. It's in our beta testing group, and you're welcome to once you're in the beta testing group, and you can get early access to a lot of the new features and help us test it. So this is Herc Scott.
There's another test site.
Show you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, schema is a big beast, and it's not only for local. We're starting to add more and more types.
All right, guys, before I get started, give me a hashtag Yoast Killer if you're still with me and you want to see what's coming out in the next couple weeks, because we keep updating this. Yeah, there we go, right on. All right, so this is another test site, guys, where we put the new update of the plugin that is coming in the next, I don't know, at least maybe a week or 2 days. I don't know. It's coming soon. Here it is, guys. The Project Supremacy post SEO that I was kind of referring to before. You saw it in my old presentation. It was kind of clunky. But here's the new one, guys, and you're going to notice this looks a lot like Yoast. Okay, and it's going to have some of the same htaccess functions. We're going to put in the open graph data. A lot of people think open graph is schema, but it is not schema. It's just a nice way to display your page on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. So we're definitely improving this because our goal really is to completely replace Yoast. The other thing is someone I saw asking about, are we going to include different types of schema? And I'm going to show you the new schema that we're coming. So I'm just working on the per page schema. I'm going to add a new schema. And you can see now we have different types of schema. We have local business organization review and video schema. So I think I saw that question as well, as do you have video? And yes, we do. So let me show you how this works real quick. You just select local business and click add, and there's your schema. You click on the drop down box, and it's kind of the same thing that you guys saw already. You just fill in all your details. We've added the ability to add more social profiles. Like, so when you want to do that same as markup, look at this. All you have to do is click on add more, and you can add as many like Web 2.0 socials as you want to really build yourself like an entire brand. We now have the ability to like just delete things that you don't want to use. You just click the little trash can here, and you can see it takes it right out of there for you. So it's improved quite a bit. We have the ratings still built in, the geo stuff, and that's just the local, so that's improved. I'm going to add a new schema. So let's say I also want to add some video schema to this page. I just click on that. Now I add the name, description of my video, the upload date. There's a bunch of information you can add. So now we have video schema.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah,
very nice.
Absolutely.
That one, man. Very nice.
We're also adding reviews. You know what I mean? So if you want to pull in reviews, what you can do, guys, what we suggest here is that the only thing Google wants to see when you're trying to get the rich snippets on there is that you're not being a liar, and we don't ever recommend you guys lying. So if you have sites that do have reviews elsewhere, like Yelp or Google Plus, you can actually copy and paste those reviews into here and then reference the website they came from, and then it'll get included in your rich snippets. Like when your site shows up in Google search engine, it'll have the stars, and this is where you can input that stuff. And you can add as many as you want. You can see like there's one review. I'm going to add another review. I'm going to add another review. As many as little as you want. The other really cool thing that we're having, guys, and this is super awesome, is a widget, a review widget for your website. So I'm going to go to widgets. And what you could do is now have the ability to have users leave you reviews right on your website. So you can see here, Project Supremacy Review Widget. You just drag that in. There it is right there. And I'm going to go to the site and show you what happens. So you can see down here, guys, this is the widget. So now people can leave you a review on your site, and it's an actual real review. And then it's going to get automatically inserted into your JSON so that Google sees it and can add it to your rich snippets. All right, and then we're also going to build it out so that you have a review page that shows all your reviews. So this is coming right away too in the next short while. We're just testing it out. So
okay, let me jump in again quick, Kirk. Not to be rude.
Absolutely.
Dave asks a really good question. He says, in the tutorials, do you connect the dots for those that are tech challenged? And let me give my own. These guys make the product. Let me give you a third-party thing, and this is why I implemented it in with my SOPs for my VAs for my other teams, because when you go into the dashboard, you know everything. It's a whole page of different sections of video that intimately cover each piece, and just from a third-party perspective, I appreciated that. Oh, there it is. So it goes through step by step as quick as you want. So you obviously, a lot of you guys already understand, installing plugins and basic configurations. So if you want to jump down the page and go to say, hey, I want some help with adding the articles or with the, with video stuff or schema or whatever, you can just do the whole thing. It's really laid out nice. The user experience is great, and that's from a third-party perspective where a lot of tools I can't feel comfortable handing to a team without intensive training. You guys, anyone with a team knows all about that. I have big teams, and it's kind of intensive to integrate new tools and systems into our process. So just with how this is laid out, I mean, it's a brief 15, 20-minute call with my manager, and it's into the SOP. So really well done on that, guys, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we really strive to like create the training as the the updates are coming out. Sometimes it gets a little hard, but you can see, guys, we have a ton of videos in here that cover every feature. So we can't let you down, because if we're gonna replace Yoast and we're gonna become the #1 SEO plugin in the world, which is really my crazy ass goal, we have to do everything right. We have to do the support right. We have to do the training right. We have to deliver a good product. We really need to do all those things, and I really believe we're striving to do all that stuff. All right, Todd, I'm gonna pass her back to you. I don't know if you're can you hear me, Todd, but
I can hear you.
all right, cool. Send it back your way.
Okay. I don't really have anything else to show you guys on this side, but there's the link if you're still looking for that. Or
Yeah, that link's
you
nice.
want to get in it. Yeah, and so we're going to wrap this up real soon. We've been on for 1 hour and 25 minutes, and that's a good amount of time there. So we want to make sure this recording, it will work in the end. We don't want to get too long and have any problems. So go ahead and ask if you've got any more burning questions, or if you have a question that you're dying to get answered and we missed it, guys. The chat box is just really going nuts earlier. So if we missed your question, just please type it in again, so it'll be front and center on our screen. Maybe preface it with the word "bye." Just please help me get my head around one thing or something like that, and we'll answer you right away. I'm just reading some of the questions right now. I see a lot of things like impressive and wow, so I appreciate that. Righteous,
Do you want
like that.
to cover the people are asking about, are we going to continue to support and upgrade the plugin? You want to cover that, Todd?
Yeah, you know what? This is, like I said before, is one of the best projects, softwares I've ever worked on in my entire life, and we know this is going to be the Yoast killer. We know that this plugin is going to be used by hundreds of thousands of people over the next couple of years, so we are not going anywhere. We have a full-time staff working on this. I mean, if anyone knows me, I've been around forever. I didn't just start doing this kind of thing last month or last year or 5 years ago. More like 15 years of my life. So this is what I do. Build sites, rank sites, build tools that help me do it better, faster, and cheaper than the other guys. So, yeah, I've seen that question a couple of times.
The SEO Command Center also has, I mean, that's not a new yesterday product. That's been around for a while, and it has a reputation. I'm pretty picky about who I bring on to talk to my audience. I mean, this is the second time. The other time was Chris Munch, which is a great guy. So I'm definitely not an affiliate marketer, and I'm really choosy and picky about who I introduce to my audience and kind of get behind. And if I had a single shred of a doubt, this wouldn't even be happening. And my group knows how I am too, man. I'm vocal. I'll critique someone publicly right in my group. I've done it before, not to be a troll, but just if I have a problem with how someone's conducting business, then I'm gonna voice my opinion. And you definitely have a good rep, and the product's awesome. So.
Cool. Thanks for that, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Like I'm such a snob. I'm a hater when it comes to a lot of these guys that sling products in our industry, and you know, it was this is definitely a breath of fresh air for me. And if I want to be implementing into my teams, we wouldn't be here right now, believe me. So it was good stuff.
Thanks so much, Mark. That's awesome. There's another couple questions coming in here. People are asking about specific schema types, like, local business types, like a dentist or a restaurant. And I just want to say this to you guys. If you've taken any time at all to go look at what is available to you to use as schema, it will blow your frickin' mind. It's so massive already. It's ridiculous. So how Todd and I are handling is we're taking out the most important stuff first, and we're building the plugin. We're testing it in a beta group of beta testers that once you're in, you're welcome to join for free if you want to get early beta test groups. And then when it works, then we release it to the public and we move on to the next section of schema. So our schema, you can see we already demoed it, that we've already expanded it. We're going to continue to expand it, but because schema is so big, it's just not something we can take care of in a couple of weeks. It's just massive. So yes, we will be covering business types. I think we already got a list of like 390 types or something, Todd?
Yeah, it's massive. It's huge.
It's just so huge.
But we've already started, the front end of all of that Herc showed you a minute ago is just going to expand and expand and expand and expand. It just takes time.
If I can jump in one more time, I'm going to put you guys on the spot a little bit because we definitely ran. The 20-minute thing was teaching you guys about some schema stuff. That's when the Webby officially kind of edited. It's like, hey, if anyone wants to stick around and check out the demo, go ahead. And we've been on quite a while now. Now I want to ask you guys, and this is definitely throwing you under the bus, putting you on the spot. We didn't talk about this earlier at all. But would you guys object to jumping into my group in a thread, maybe covering some of these more specific questions, or just chatting in there a little bit? Because I know these Webbies they run long, they really run long, and we're already getting a bunch of messages and stuff. Would you guys object to that? Joining us in the group, jumping in a thread, cutting it up with us, answering some questions and stuff.
Dude, your Facebook threads are as long as our webinars.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I love the
Absolutely.
group. I love the group.
Yeah,
I know it's not something you guys typically do. I know it's not. I mean, you guys are personable. You're good guys. I figured you would, but I wanted to ask you while we were live. So, I mean, you can't say no. You seem like a complete jerk if you say no. So.
Yeah, I've kind of already been popping in. I've kind of already been popping into your group, that, and kind of poking around in there. But now that now that you've done this with people, I'd be more than happy, and I know Todd would too, to get in there and answer questions on that thread for anyone that needs it.
Awesome, guys. Really appreciate that. That way we can wrap up soon. I mean, on the East Coast, it's about my supper time. I'm still in the office. There's only one guy left in the office, and he's a workaholic. He doesn't even count. So he'll be working tomorrow and Sunday too, probably. So he doesn't count. Yeah, like there's pretty much no one else in this office right now. I'm a big guy. I'm hungry. It's almost bedtime across seas. If we could take this to the Facebook thread, I really appreciate everything. This was really fun. We don't do this much, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we really appreciate you having us on too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, it's actually an hour and a half now, so we're going to call that a wrap. Like he said, we'll be in Mark's Facebook group, LCT. If you've got any more questions, go ahead and post them up and tag me or Herc or whatever, and we'll get your questions answered. And I want to thank and congratulate all of you that did take action. I was just looking a second ago, and wow, there was a lot of people who put their faith and trust in us, and that really means a lot to me, and I know we won't let you down. Guys, when you get in there, please watch the training. Please download the rank and rent guide. Please click on plugin compatibility, okay? It's really going to save you a lot of frustrations, times, and headaches, and we have a support desk, obviously, that we monitor all the time, but it's mainly for people who most of it is, hey, where's my email? I didn't get activation. We have to respond with it's in your spam folder. There's a transaction lookup on the thank you page. If you simply put in your email and your transaction ID, it will automatically tell you all of your links to log in, usernames, and passwords. So it just helps us out if you do, spend half an hour looking over some of the videos. We spend a lot of time on those training videos, and we know it's going to help you. We know it's going to answer a lot of your questions. So please do me that favor. If you have any crazy issues, like I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that no one's ever had a problem with software. No. Okay. And it also says on there, as you're creating a ticket, I specifically said if you see some crazy error, please give us your login information to this WordPress blog, and we will really go and figure out what the problem is. We do it all the time, but just don't forget to do that, because if you don't, then we can't help you very fast. So that's just a few housekeeping issues there. But again, I want to thank everyone for coming. I had a great time, and don't forget to join the Facebook group, our Facebook group. A lot of great SEOs in there, a lot of great veterans, guys that have been following me for years. Get in there, ask some questions, stir it up, kick it around. Everyone's really cool. It's similar to the LCT group, so bring it on. With that being said, that's all I have. Any final thoughts, Hurt?
No, just get on in there and get started and take action, man. That's how I built myself up, was just nonstop action. I failed a lot, and it's through failure that you find success. So just do it, man.
Right on, right on, right on. Okay, last thing, thank you, Mark. We really appreciate you hosting this for us today, and we look forward to chatting with you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, everyone.
Thanks for coming, everyone. And again, I'll post the replay up in the group. We'll make sure you guys get linked to the free gift. I want to make sure all of you guys get that. And thanks again for coming. Thanks a lot for being a part of LCT. I love the group. I love you guys. I'll see you in there. More content coming soon. Have a nice weekend, everyone.